What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's Chris. It's Juve from the Six. Today, I'm going to be giving you my opinion on who Juve should be targeting in the next summer transfer window. Yeah, I know the season just started, but Juve is not looking too good. I'm not saying it's a write-off and we should be looking towards that transfer window, but it's always a good conversation to have. So before we jump into it, I'm just going to get you to like and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Looking into the end of the season, Juve have some pretty important expiring contracts, most notably Paulo Dybala and Juan Cuadrado. Paulo and his agent, Jorge Antun, have been spending the better part of the last month and a half in Torino trying to figure out a renewal with Juventus. Juventus want Dybala, Dybala wants Juventus. Will it get done? Most likely. How and when? That's an unanswerable question. There hasn't been much talk with Juan Cuadrado and his renewal, but all signs point that they should re-sign him. He's been their most consistent player for the better part of the last 3 years under 3 different managers. So to me, he's become a bigger part of the team than a lot of people expected. A couple other players' contracts expiring at the end of the season are Federico Bernardeschi, Mattia De Sciglio, and Mattia Perin. Mattia Perin will most likely be let go, seeing as how the faith in Wojtek Szczesny by Allegri hasn't changed and won't change, even with how bad the Polish international goalkeeper has played the majority of the 2021 season. Juve has also been linked with other keepers that we'll talk about later. Federico Bernardeschi is a head-scratcher. Since coming to Juve, he has been a shell of himself at Fiorentina and has steadily decreased over time regardless of playing well for the Italian national team. What does Juve do with him? Personally, I would let him go. Not because of his play, but because he is still young enough to still develop, and on a mid-table team, he seems to play his best and would definitely be given the consistent playing time. This would also, in turn, give him better opportunity to showcase his talent. Mattia De Sciglio, we all know the answer to that one. But after Pavel Nedved came out and said that he is the future of Juve, should we expect to see him back? Listen, I get it. He sucks. We all know that. We all can't stand to see him on the field. But if taking him back at the right price, length, and having him barely touch the ball, aka maybe as an injury replacement or just a squad fringe player, I would do it. But if they really expect to give him an actual opportunity to be a starter, Juve may be in more trouble than they actually really look. Anyways, but enough about the expiring contracts. Let's dive into what I think Juventus should look for when it comes to their summer Mercato. I'll be honest with you right now, I'm not going to touch on the attack because, in my personal opinion, their attack is where it should be exactly. At the end of 2022, we do have an obligation in Chiesa that we're picking up and a loan that's coming to an end in Alvaro Morata, which, if he continues to perform to the standard that he is now, he's most likely going to be signed by the team. Now, going back to Szczesny, some replacements have been mentioned. Kyler Navas, David De Gea, and Bernd Leno. After missing out or electing to not try to sign Gigi Donnarumma, or Gigio Donnarumma, Juve find themselves in a bind at goalkeeper. No one will be another Gigi Buffon, let's be honest. And Szczesny has steady seen a decline in his play over the last year and a bit. So where do they go from here? Of the aforementioned keepers, their best choice would be Kyler Navas. No, this isn't going to be a straight replacement for Szczes, but it makes Szczesny feel the pressure of possibly losing his job and also gains a mentor close to the stature of what Gigi Buffon was. Navas brings leadership, winning mentality, and experience, and also someone who has had the opportunity to play with the two of the greatest players of this generation. He would also come cheap too, as per transfer market, he's only valued at $13 million. On defense, our biggest question marks are the wing-back positions. Danilo has no real competition except for Juan Cuadrado, who prefers to play on the wing in attack or in mid. And De Sciglio, who really isn't much competition at all in general. On the left side, Alexandro, who has been the mainstay there for the better part of the last 3 years, hasn't played well for the majority of those 3 years. So who are some options Juventus can look at? Ferland Mandy, who has fallen out of favor at Real Madrid, possesses a real opportunity to make the move to Juve. He would come with something that Alexandro has lacked, and that is the ability to make crosses into the box. His passing ability is incredible, and this is a huge opportunity for Juve to get Sandro some much-needed competition. So far, Alexandro's looked good this season, but can he keep it up? Bringing in Mandy will guarantee that that pressure stays on him and his ability to keep up this form will continue. Another option on the right or left side would be Bukayo Saka. We all know how fast he is. He possesses real good quality crossing into the box as well, and for the right side would give Danilo some much needed competition and would maybe be able to give Juan Cuadrado the ability to stay forward. His pace is second to none. All you have to do is ask Giorgio Chiellini. When looking at the center back position, Juve has Leo Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini, but who's next? Rugani? De Ligt has been talked a lot about recently by Mino Raiola. Is he going to leave? Raiola also mentioned his other client, Alessio Romagnoli, was to come in for De Ligt. But should we actually go after Romagnoli, who has fallen way out of favor at AC Milan and who doesn't look good when he is on the field? How about calling back Radu Draguzin? Does he come in to replace De Ligt? What if Gianluca Frabotta has a good loan spell? Does he come in to challenge Alexandro? With Juve's financial troubles, calling young loanees back who have proved that they are on the right track may be their best bet. Draguzin proved it last year under Pirlo, and so did Frabotta. Now on to the midfield, the shambles of the team. Juve did well to start by changing that by bringing in Manuel Locatelli. But who is next? Pogba? Pogba has been rumored to come back over the last couple of years, but does he do that now that Cristiano Ronaldo is there? There still is a very big possibility. Pogba would give Juve the chance to field two top-tier midfielders who they haven't been able to in God knows how long, who could give each other the freedom to play how they want and the ability to switch to cover when need be. But what price does he come back to Juve for? Also, Weston McKennie, who has become somewhat of a troublemaker, is also in talks of being in a swap deal with Arsenal for Granit Xhaka. That's something that could 100% happen due to both players essentially walking thin ice at their respectful clubs. Now, a look into my squad heading into the 2022-23 season. I really don't expect much to change with this team, but I do expect one big splash move, and that big splash move being Paul Pogba. As far as the other positions and where they need to shore up, I kind of do expect Mattias de Ligt to leave. Usually when Mino Raiola talks, things happen, especially when he talks about players leaving their current squad. In that case, I do expect Alessio Romagnoli being that low-budget, low-cost option at center back for Juventus. As far as the rest of the team and as far as the rest of the midfield, I do expect Juventus to call back a couple of their youth players. Fagioli and Ranocchia come to mind. Maybe their time is now, especially with the current youth movement. As far as the wingbacks, Juve, I could see make an attempt at Saka. But if they were to sign a player for sure, I do expect Mandy to be that player because he would be lower cost. Anyways, I just wanted to share my opinion on that. I hope you agree with it. Even if you don't, let me know. Share it in the comments. Let's get that talk going. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.